We have 26 spearmen. Oh, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond. Thank you so much as always for all the support. If you do enjoy, please do subscribe and leave a like on this video. And sorry for the past week or so, I've had some wild cold, or I don't even know exactly what it was, but it ruined my voice. So the past two videos / that one short in the video that I did, I sound a lot different than I normally do, and I still might sound slightly different or nasally, so I apologize. Hopefully that will be cleared up by Sunday when I drop my next video. But I didn't want to stop the content, and I've just been having so much fun making it, so here we are. So please do forgive me for the voice change. Today we have a really good one actually, and for all you Abbasid fans, I appreciate all the comments you put on Abbasid videos, so let me know in the comments if you keep wanting to see these. But we have Beasty as the English in the far right hand side as the red, and over here we have Louis MT as the Abbasid Dynasty player. Interesting to see what they're going to be going to. So I will be dropping the stats for this matchup right now in Conquer and Above on the screen right now, and it's about a 53% win rate for the English, probably because the Abbasid, the traditional build right now is to go Culture Wing or Trade Wing, kind of go into a few TCs, trying to get to that late game castle and beyond. And honestly, England is so good right now at feudal aggression, especially with their longbows. They're pretty oppressive. So we'll interesting to see what Louis will decide to go on. Trade's a little bit difficult on this map. It's not the best with the locations of these markets. So, but the good news for the Abbasid players, they have a lot of extra food that they normally would have access to with these pools. That being said, so does someone like Beasty and as the English. So yeah, these I believe these players have met before in Golden League, but both have gotten pretty far. Obviously, Beasty's in the top 4 this weekend, so if you have a chance, go check that out. I'm going to be also trying to get myself into some casting opportunities, even for smaller tournaments. So if that does happen, I'll let you know on Twitter, and also obviously in my videos themselves. Now, I've been having a lot of fun so far, honestly, playing the English. I know it's not ideal. I think there's a Reddit thread the other day about why you chose the civilization you chose. I chose it because the longbowmen remind me the most of Stalker Micro, and I've just never really given it up since. But like I said, the current, there's lots of different builds you can do right now with the English. Interesting to see if the devs will decide to nerf them or not. But in the next coming patch, which I think I said last time it might be in a few weeks. That was just a server update. The season ends in June, so probably won't see any changes until then. So climb as much as you possibly can in that time so you can get those sweet rewards. But honestly, there's just so much flexibility right now. There's the feudal age aggression and all in, which is the old style season 3. We have the quick castle age, we have 2 TC, we have 3 TC, we have you pretty much have a variety of different options, or just hope for the best, bunker down and get to Imperial, because there's not many civilizations that outscale the English due to their farms and just everything else implemented in it. But a good way to kind of just counter the English is scouting. Since they're so flexible, the biggest thing I recommend you do against an English player is scout as much as humanly possible, which is Louis is doing a great job down here. You have to see what they're going for. Definitely look at their gold as well. As you can see, there's 4 on gold over here. So interesting to see if BC's deciding to go to maybe a quicker castle age because of these availability of these boats, or if we're going to see some early upgrades and some all-in feudal age aggression. Both options are pretty good, or this was a way to counteract the fact that they had to get that early dock up, which threw the normal build order out of the way. As you can see, we're dropping off of, how do I, this. So for Beastie, we only have 5 on food right now, and that's because, and I was going to say, usually you can't just take all your civilians off of food, but has the ability now because of the double docks that are in play. We have the Culture Wing going down, which gives you access to a lot of reduced cost of technology. So not the economic wing that I usually see. Culture Wing is interesting, actually. Usually it's trade or economic, so I'm excited to see a slightly different variation. Obviously, culture is not it's not that crazy to think about, but probably with this wing, probably going to be thinking of getting. Probably gonna see them put Louis MT put some workers on stone soon, and probably get that second TC to hit that castle age with all these upgrades. Or it might be a good way to kind of stop that early aggression that we talked about before. Get some early upgrades on those feudal age units, so that way you can compete with the likes of the longbowmen by the English and the early men-at-arms, which are an absolute pain. Obviously, before. It's just like one of those things where they're just so flexible. So all I can say really is just scout as much as you possibly can. And BC right now has 18, 19 on wood, 10 on food, and 3 on gold. Pretty standard for the English at this point. Nice plethora of sheep rolling in. And then getting that wheelbarrow as well. So these civilians move a little bit faster, which is always nice. That movement speed is low-key super important. And we have 2 longbowmen on the map, which you can just get out. Usually get like 3 or 4 pop out just to get that early map control. Maybe get a cheeky bit of damage on the back end, especially if you have an unfortunate spawn where your gold is this far out, like it is. And also maybe just looking to aggress on that early fishing as well. So all options that they can go. We do have some early aggression coming out from Louis MT in the feudal age, so forget everything I just said. But also at the same time, as I mentioned, with the culture wing, with this technology reduction, maybe they're going to be looking to get some early military upgrades, like I said, to kind of fend off this expected early aggression from the English. So we already have horsemen coming out, which are an excellent counter to longbowmen. They're just so much beefier, and they get right on top of them super quickly. But beasty, being just being a great scout, as you can see, this horseman instantly responds with a barracks and a few spearmen popping out. So this little traditional batch of 3 to 4 spearmen and 6 longbowmen are just so good from the English. It just provides so much map control. We have a blacksmith going down as well. I'm assuming in a response to seeing this culture wing, knowing that these things are going to be coming out. Fresh foodstuffs going down for Louis MT. So really going to be kicking into high gear with the villager production, and wouldn't be surprised, and there they are. So we're going to see another town center, which I think Beasty also saw as well. Also, if you didn't notice, I'm also using the panoramic mode, which finally, after a suggestion about 10 videos ago, I thought you meant this Control U thing where it opened up the whole thing. No, you meant the actual camera type. So that was my bad. And definitely doesn't, I don't think it takes away, if anything, it enhances the experience because you can see a lot more going on, which is really nice. This scout getting a few arrows, just catching a few strays for no real reason, but it's going to walk away just fine. BC expanding to a 3rd pond, so 1 pond ahead of Louis MT at the current moment. 7 archers on the field, but 10 at this point for beasty. But Louis MT has 6 horsemen, so interesting to see if we're going to see some aggression out of Louis MT. Probably may go after some of these fishing boats, try to get some of that economy going that way, because the English with farms and fishing boats are going to go pretty crazy. And there's the first upgrade, as you can see for beasty, that level 1 upgrade to the bows. It's such a big and nice upgrade. Oh, we're going to see now. There we go. The army's in position to kind of respond. Only gets one fire bottle off. That's it. Scout, super important for a scout to be in your English army. We have a very forward mill. Oh, to get the boar. Nice. And an outpost as well. As an English player, you definitely also want to get this outpost creep going, so you get that huge bonus of network of castles, which is a 15% attack speed. And at the same time, this balanced projectiles is so important for this early aggression, because it really can be the difference of picking off villagers early on that are on gold and stone. It can be a huge difference in how to deal with these cavalry masses that people do against the English as well. So would definitely recommend following BC's footsteps here and getting this balanced projectile. And if you see an archer mass on the other side, if you can get iron undermesh before they do, you're gonna have a great time. So not as many upgrades as I would imagine coming out, but there's the TC probably as to why for Louis MT. I love this spot. Such a beautiful coastal city going on. We have the we have the cavalry back here. Sorry, I'm flipping all back and forth. We have the aggression coming out from Beasty, but this on the back end is going to be a pain to deal with. But as you can see, Beasty's a pro, so leaves one spearman to deal with this in the back end. It's not going to be able to thwart it entirely, but with the aggression coming forward here, these are going to be slightly delayed. Oh no, these villagers are completely cooked though. Oh, that is an absolute massacre. I'm so sorry. Oh, I can zoom in a lot in panoramic mode, which is nice. But these 3 spearmen will be enough to thwart this completely. And Beasty going aggressive over here, taking out this one dock. So now it's going to be 1 pawn to 3, which is not what you want to see if you're Louis MT. Already giving the early aggression nod to Beasty. Oh, you gotta get away from these though. These archers will absolutely rip through these spearmen. And yeah, these spearmen still chasing down these horsemen over here. Beasty may look to wrap his army back over here. And there's the tower creep, as I mentioned. Super, super important as an English player. I forget to do this a lot. And also when I dropped that 2v2 series, which we're almost at 150 subscribers, which is amazing for 2 months doing this. I can't thank you guys enough. But once we get to 250, I will be dropping that 2v2 series. Let me know if you want me to do it as a first-person view, or if you want me to do it more as a post-match commentary. I mean, obviously that's what I've been getting better and better at, is casting. So let me know what you want to see out of that. I'll also be dropping a poll on my channel as well. Ooh, does he pick off a cheeky fishing boat? Yes, he does. So great pick off there by Lou MT. But this army is getting pretty out of hand for BC. 32 longbowmen. You do not want to compete with the English in an extended feudal age. It's just never going to end well for you, because there comes the man-at-arms. It always happens whenever you stay here for a long time. The English kind of start to mass up, and then these early man-at-arms are almost impossible really to deal with. I do like this upgrade coming in from the wedge rivets, and we have castle age for the military wing coming out for Louis MT, which is going to be great. But I don't think they're going to be able to stop this massive ball before it does too much damage. This military wing is still 1.5 minutes away, and this does not look like it's stopping. We have a ram being built. Where is the ram? Where are you? Oh, right there in the weeds. We have 2 rams being built now. That's the issue too with this castle age timing, is if you don't time it up perfectly, you're going to be using. So essentially, think about it like this. Oh, this is beautiful. BC's sitting in this like hidden grass area, absolutely peppering the units, and they can't fight back because they can't see them. But the issue is, when you think about it like this, it's like that is what, for castle age, 600 gold plus 1,200 food. That is 1,800 resources that Beasty's put into this military, as you can see where he's put it, and these upgrades over here, 1, 1, and 1 across the board. And you haven't done that, so you're sitting at 30 total, and he's sitting at 63. Going after this this blacksmith as well, and these archers aren't going to be able to do anything about that. So Beasty's going to have an easy sight into seeing that he's going to have the superior technology for sure. We do have a nice raid back here, but it's just spearmen, so absolutely thwarted as well. The walling back here will make it so raids don't happen. Beasty is able to find this extended TC, which is going to be absolutely cooked by these rams if they decide to turn around. And here they come. The second, this is really cool placement in terms of getting great value for these berries and all the fish. But at the same time, it's a major issue because it's so extended that it doesn't get the benefit of the doubt of extending back here. It doesn't have any protections from all your original base. It's just so out and about. We're now up to 9 villagers killed. BC going to switch to going after these docks. We have a continuous stream coming across. We have 74 military, 2 more rams coming down. I love this. Just go all in. Once you see this as an English player, you see someone just goes castle age in your face, almost as an insult, really, right? Like, you've built up this massive army ball, and they essentially just go, oh no, we'll be fine. Just get to castle. I'll just go to castle age regardless. Definitely start to change your playstyle. That being said, Louis MT is a pro player, so way better than me. But I was also saying this to someone with a grain of salt that can see what's going on without the fog of war. So Louis MT might have known the size and sheer amount of military that Beasty went for. and we have some camel knights going on as well. But this many spears, we have 26 spearmen. Oh, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath, and that had to remake that technology, so they are going to be a little bit behind. There goes the TC. There is a chance, I mean, that Louis can keep up, because obviously he does have the current lead in civilians. But this many untouched archers from the English are going to be an absolute pain. There's a lancer coming out as well, because all these archers were able to do damage, and these Castle Age men-at-arms are going to be brutal for BC to deal with. So honestly, pretty nice defense there by Louis MT. Did get that Castle Age just in time, and those upgrades were able to come out, and that was a huge pop mid-fight for the range armor level 2. It's going to make it so those archers do absolutely nothing to these armor units. Look at how little damage they do. That, though, I will say in the caveat, BC's economy is pumping. 3 pawns going fully, and we have the pseudo town center as the landmark as the king's palace. So now up in TCs in the Abbasid player, Beasty will be able to start pull ahead in the economic advantage, which is usually what the Abbasid go for. So that early aggression, BC invested a lot, but was able to get a lot by getting down that town center. And before really able to get like this boot camp and all those things from Louis MT before they start to flow. And now BC does have the luxury as well of having the infrastructure to go for a lot more upgrades. So getting that first... Oh, there's a low on Lonely Ram. Just decided, you know what? It's too low health anyways. Take a water break. And all right, so now we're back into it. So we have Castle Age archers as well. We're going to be seeing Castle Age men-at-arms for the English, which is nice. Will be good to match the 12 men-at-arms that Louis MT has in the field. We do have these crossbowmen coming out for both players, as they saw the heavy armor side of things. But BC should be able to deal with these lancers pretty easily with this army composition. And oops, sorry about that. Still a little sick, so I can't talk for 20 minutes straight without doing a little bit of anything. I would say that Beastie's probably, the English player's probably in a slightly better position right now, only slightly, just because they just were able to do just enough damage, and they're going to start to maybe pull away on the back end. For the villager count, but I guess at the same time, not really, because there's still one town center with that massive upgrade. We do have this coming in, picking off a few straggling men-at-arms, which is pretty nice for BC to pick up. We do have these men-at-arms also picked up, so they're going to go for a little counterattack. I would say just a little bit of... Oh, this archer ball, though, might get picked off, which is not what BC would want at all. And here's the archer / lancer kind of cohort, but does have a tower to kind of hop into if needed, and they're all retreating back here to a more safer front line. But this archer mass is just doing a lot of damage. May even pop cap Louis MT partially through there. We have damage going on all the time. Are you gonna get these? There we go. And coming into another tower, sees that boar is almost half done, which is great. And I guess BC's just going to leave these out here, just doing lots of damage, because thinking that they can kind of defend this on their own with the English buffs. Now we have the men-at-arms coming in, and we have a lot of just vulnerable archers. So this is going to be... I don't know if Louis MT can deal with this, because this ball over here is enough of a worry, but back here there's 16 men-at-arms being built, which is quite insane. Put a few in there, BC, no? And just also tracking down all these archers, getting them for free. Louis MT is doing a good job, though, of picking off as much as he can. BC doing damage in the back line, but once these archers are cleaned up, and this armored unit joins that back there, it's going to be a really bad time. And oh, look at that! There's enough spearmen to really do the damage it needs to. Picking off really expensive crossbowman unit for these really cheap archers is such good value for Beastie. Continue to do it. You don't want to shoot those, I was going to say. Perfect, shoot those. getting a ton of value. I love this beautiful micro back here. Just pull back, like I said, the stalker micro. This is what I fell in love with for the English as well. It's so much fun, and the animation is just so beautiful. Just a looping, arching shot downwards, and we're going to be seeing this heavily armored force roll up for Beasty very soon, I'm assuming, and hopefully you can get this out and sneak this out in the back end. We do have another town center over here, so Louis MT will be able to finally kind of start to get ahead with that culture wing decision early on. But I think BC just got too much damage done early on and really was able to leverage those pawns for the extra food and really built out an army that I think utilized it the best that he possibly could. Getting so much value here, and now another force kind of coming in here, completely walking past all the, there we go. I was going to say, and that's going to be a huge pickup for Beasty, all of those as well. And we still have all these archers just doing still tons of damage. They were able to clean up all those expensive units in the back end. Louis MT ends up GGing. The constant stream and the constant pressure of the English is just too overwhelming. But an excellent response by Beasty. Honestly, it really made it, he saw that early castle going for that castle age plus the town center expand, so decided to go for some aggression and then continue to lay on the pressure until he just kind of saw out the victory. So awesome. So if you guys want to continue to see more content, let me know what you want to see in the comments. I know plenty of you are going to say Abbasid whenever I post one. There's like 3 or 4 of you that comment. I truly appreciate you guys. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on. That way you know whenever I drop a new video. I will say I always drop new videos on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And like I said, once I get to 250 subscribers, I will start to fill in that Monday time slot with a 2v2, whether that be a commentary or a live gameplay. We'll decide when we get there. Maybe we'll test out a little bit of both. And let me know in the comments what if you like this like new sneak peek thing that I'm doing in the front end of it. If you don't like it, and if you like these thumbnails, if you don't like them, just let me know all the comments. I appreciate them, and thank you guys, and have a great rest of your day.